London on 1458am and DAB, smart speaker, mobile app and LeicaRadio.com.
This is Leica Radio.
From the Sky News Centre at 9. Scotland's First Minister says she will try to have a good relationship with Liz Truss if she becomes the next Prime Minister. The result of the Conservative leadership race will be announced tomorrow, and the Foreign Secretary is widely expected to beat her opponent Rishi Sunak. Nicola Sturgeon says she'll give Miss Truss a chance to prove herself if she wins.
If she governs as she has campaigned over the summer, she will be a disaster, not just for Scotland but for all of the UK. But let's hope that's not the case, because this is a very serious time.
She also says serious and purposeful leadership is needed to combat soaring energy bills. Police in Dublin say 3 sisters have died following a violent incident at a house in the city early this morning. A man in his 20s has been arrested. The Home Secretary's written a 3-page letter to the new head of the Metropolitan Police, saying it must learn from the appalling mistakes of the past. Priti Patel's warned Sir Mark Rowley the Met must restore trust and confidence following a number of failings. NASA says it will make a 3rd attempt to send its new rocket to the moon in a few weeks' time. Its planned launch yesterday was called off because of a fuel leak. Sport, Manchester City missed their chance to move to the top of the Premier League after drawing 1-1 with Aston Villa. Tottenham beat Fulham 2-1, while West Ham saw a late equaliser ruled out by VAR as they lost 2-1 at Chelsea. Celtic are 5 points clear at the top of the Scottish Premiership after thrashing Rangers 4-0 in the season's first Old Firm derby. Captain Callum McGregor says they've set the standard.
Just shows everybody what we're all about. You know, we understand there's only 6 games gone. There's a lot of football to be played. You know, your home games are super important if you want to go and win the league, and that's what we had to do today. We wanted to show what type of team we are at home, and I think we've did that. But, you know, it's also important that we go and back it up with a few results as well.
And England have qualified for the 2023 Women's World Cup with a 2-0 win over Austria. That's the latest. I'm Tanya Snuggs.
EE's Full Fibre is here. New broadband that can handle anything. And whatever you think that means, times it by a zillion and dip it in chocolate. Because this broadband connects 100 devices in your home. This is broadband that can handle anything. This is EE Full Fibre, powered by BT.
18.3% UK availability. Check coverage at ee.co.uk.
Leica Radio 1458 and Leica Gold 1035, a part of the Leica Group. Leica Radio Weather is brought to you by TravelUp.com. Our lowest prices are guaranteed only when you book directly through TravelUp.com or call 0207 580 5000.
The weather today: light cloud and gentle breeze in London and surrounding areas. Top temperature 23 centigrade. Sunset is at 7:41 p.m.
Weather was brought to you by TravelUp.com. Our lowest prices are guaranteed only when you book directly through TravelUp.com.
Leica Radio.
Talking Points with Keith Vaz, celebrating diversity. Leica, London.
Leica Radio.
Good morning and welcome to the 126th edition of Talking Points on Leica Radio with me, Keith Vaz. Thank you for joining us today, Sunday the 4th of September 2022, the first Sunday of the month. I can't believe that autumn has started. Where does the time go? Happy Ganesh Chaturthi to everyone celebrating all over the world. Leica Radio has announced an innovative strategy to mark next week's music launch of Mani Ratnam's upcoming film Ponniyin Selvan, or otherwise known as PS1. It's helmed by Leica Productions. On Tuesday the 6th of September, the music publishing company Tips will be releasing the full soundtrack of PSI, which will then be played across the airwaves on Leica Radio throughout the day. This is a collaboration between Leica Radio, Leica Productions and Tips to further elevate the promotion of the much-awaited epic drama. Next Saturday, the 10th of September, we're also celebrating Leica Girl's first birthday. Happy birthday, Goldie. Happy birthday this week to Jagdish Galani, Sunil Rora and Lakshmi Mittal. And today, it's Sheetal Radia's birthday. Top news items this week: images and stories of the catastrophic flooding in Pakistan have shocked people around the world. But for young Britons with family members facing the deluge caused by an unprecedented monsoon season, watching the disaster unfold takes on an extra resonance. Our thoughts and prayers are with all those who are suffering. Is there a change brewing in Congress? Shashi Tharoor, who is said to be considering running for the top post, had on Wednesday publicly endorsed his G23 colleague and Lok Sabha MP Manish Tiwari's demand that the list of PCC delegates who form the 90,000-odd electoral college in the party be made public in order to ensure transparency. Are we going to see a change? On the programme today, my special guest is Vikram Singh Sahni, a member of the upper house of the Indian Parliament, the Rajya Sabha, from the state of Punjab. In fact, he was unanimously elected by his assembly colleagues. A social entrepreneur, philanthropist, activist, educationalist, former diplomat, and even a Sufi singer. He is not only the jack of all trades, but also managed to master each one of those different jobs that he does with his charismatic personality, dedication, and passion for building a better world. From Delhi, we're going to go over to southwest London and talk to Signe Alpine, who has worked in many professions over the last 12 years. She has a Bachelor of Science in Sociology at the University of Latvia, currently studying Masters of Arts in Luxury Brand Management at Goldsmith University, London. She's going to be talking to us, as she's a top PA and executive assistant, what makes a good PA or executive assistant, one of the most important tasks in any organization. But before all that, let's hear some music.
Let's celebrate pre-wedding सगन ढूंढता हूँ मैं भी दिल वो कवारा जिसके लिए लगे दिल की लगन कईयों के आज रिश्ते जिनके हो रहे हैं नैन मटके तू भी आंख सीधी मेरे ऊपर रखे दस की करिए दिल चोरी सादा हो गया की करिए दिल चोरी सादा हो गया की करिए नैनों में किसी के खो गया की करिए ओ मैडम तेरी चाल तेरे सिल्की बाल अब मैं इससे ज्यादा क्या कहूँ मैं नशे में टल्ली हो गया की करिए दिल चोरी सादा हो गया की करिए सारी रात सारी दारू सारी मैंने खींच दी वेडिंग है यार की तो कम पार्टी विद मी धीरे कहो कौन जूते छुपाएगा जो भी छुपाएगा वो छितर खाएगा सुबह से ऊपर माहौल बनाना है बुआ सिफर जी को भी नचाना है पूरा मस्ती में जोर रहेगा और पी लो कोई कुछ ना कहेगा पंजाबी वेडिंग में लड़कियां पटती है दारू चलती है खुली बटती है दारू चली है तो दूर तक जाएगी केटरिंग वाले की शामत आएगी दिल चोरी सादा हो गया की करिए दिल चोरी सादा हो गया की करिए नैनों में किसी के खो गया की करिए ओ मैडम तेरी चाल तेरे सिल्की बाल अब मैं इससे ज्यादा क्या कहूँ मैं नशे में टल्ली हो गया की करिए दिल चोरी सादा हो गया की करिए
Talking Points with Keith Vaz, celebrating diversity. Leica, London.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I hope you enjoyed the music. My very special guest on the programme today is Vikram Singh Sahni, the member of the Upper House of the Indian Parliament, the Rajya Sabha, from the state of Punjab, to which he was elected unanimously by the entire assembly. A social entrepreneur, philanthropist, activist, educationalist, former diplomat, and even a Sufi singer, his charismatic personality, dedication and passion for building a better world has allowed him to master all these different roles. Recognizing his contribution to society, the Honourable Vikram Sahni has been conferred with the prestigious civilian honour, the Padma Shri, by the Honourable President of India. The founder and chairman of Sun Foundation, a charitable institution working towards empowering the underprivileged sections of society. He's also the international president of the World Punjabi Organization that is driven with the mission of bringing about a Punjabi renaissance. Let's go over to Delhi in India and join Vikram Sahni. Honourable Vikram Sahni, good morning, though it's probably afternoon in New Delhi.
Yeah, a very good morning to Keith Vaz.
Now, before we go on to your politics and your social work, tell me a little bit about your love of Sufi singing. When did you first become interested in Sufi music, and why do the vocals appeal to you?
Everybody has a hobby. So you can say I developed it as a hobby. During my student days, I used to sing. But it was when I was chair of South Asian Regional Corporation, which is known as SAARC, a conglomerate of 8 countries, that I was singing few verses of Bulle Shah, Waris Shah in this poetry, and our friends across the border and other SAARC countries wanted my CDs, and I then recorded, and then God has been kind, and people have given me all over the globe a lot of love for Sufi music, what I sing.
Let's talk about your work as a social reformer in India. What are the missions of the NGO, the Sun Foundation? And also tell us about your work at the WPU, the World Punjabi Foundation, which you are spearheading. Why have you got involved and led these 2 particular organizations?
World Punjabi Organization was set up when Mr. I.K. Gujral was the Prime Minister of India. And the foremost aim was to spread love and have a cultural and economic and social bondage among Punjabis who are spread over 100 countries all over the globe. We did a lot of work by taking friendship delegations to Pakistan on every Vasant. So it's a non-political organization. We have chapters in almost 25 countries. And we have been doing, as you know, we opened a chapter in London in 2004. We have been doing World Punjabi conferences in UK, US, Canada, Singapore, UAE, and all Thailand, and all these countries. We have produced many light and sound shows on the history of Sikhs, Nihal, Guru Manyo Granth, Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and Sarbanstani on Guru Gobind Singh Ji's sacrifice, and the work continues. And as regards Sun Foundation, which is our NGO, it was set up 20 years back. We wanted to, because I am a self-made man, as you know, and from grassroots level, God has been kind. I was bestowed all this entrepreneurship and of course now this member parliament. So my deep desire to give back to the society. So this foundation is basically engaged in skilling of rural women, now skilling of our youth. We are getting them jobs. We have set up world skill centers across Punjab and Delhi, drug de-addiction and rehab centers, of course, in Punjab. We are helping out Afghan refugees. 3 years back when there was bomb blast in Kabul Gurdwara, we are engaged in evacuating them and rehabilitating them. We started a program called My Family, My Responsibility, and we are rehabilitating them in Delhi.
This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I'm having a fascinating conversation with the Renaissance man, the Honourable Vikram Sahni, member of the Rajya Sabha from India, from Punjab. When we come back after the break, we're going to talk about his political activities. Join us after the break.
धड़काए और सीटी बजाए दिल धड़काए सीटी बजाए बीच सड़क पे नखरे दिखाए सारे हो करके इशारे हो लड़की हो लड़की ओ लड़की आंख मारे ओ लड़की आंख मारे ओ लड़की आंख मारे जहाँ जाए तेरे पीछे पीछे आए हम तो है दीवाने तेरे तेरा होना चाहे
सीटी बजाए नखरे दिखाए सीटी बजाए नखरे दिखाए बीच सड़क में हर नाम मेरा पुकारे ओ करके इशारे ओ लड़का ओ लड़का
लड़की आंख मारे ओ लड़की आंख मारे
तुषार कपूर की आवाज में कुमार सानू की आवाज में
ओ लड़की आंख मारे ओ लड़की
Caratino Better Ghee, the healthier, low-cost, cholesterol-free butter ghee alternative. Caratino Better Ghee, available at Tesco, Asda, Morrisons and local grocery stores.
नमस्कार, मैं जीपी डॉक्टर ज्योति सूद हूँ। आप माने या ना माने, अगली बार टॉयलेट जाना आपकी जान बचा सकता है। क्या आपकी उम्र 56 और 74 के बीच है? यदि हाँ, तो डाक द्वारा NHS बाउल स्क्रीनिंग किट मिलते ही आपको उसे जल्दी इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए। कुछ आसान कदमों से आप इसे घर पर खुद ही कर सकते हैं। इससे बाउल कैंसर को शुरू होने से पहले ही रोका जा सकता है। स्क्रीनिंग जानें बचाती है। और जानकारी के लिए यहाँ देखिए healthylondon.org/BCS।
Leica Mobile is offering great discounts on their current plans. There's a whopping 50% off on selected great value plans for the first 3 months with your online orders. Lots of data with additional data bonuses on auto renewals to share the moments that matter to you with your loved ones. With unlimited UK calls, texts and 100 international minutes to India and 40 other countries. Stay connected with high quality coverage and EU roaming included. Try Leica today and connect your world. Visit leicamobile.co.uk and grab one of our amazing plans with 50% off today. T's and C's apply.
दिल को खुशी से अटैच किया रे
बीवी की चॉइस को मैच किया रे
आया साथ है जब से आया छाया केटरिंग पे भी छाया जादू ऐसा जादू जगाया जैसे जैसे
सैटको ने खुशियों को अटैच किया रे
Satco microwave food containers.
The The one thing COVID did give us, digital transformation. If you're serious about digital growth and would like a tactical approach to your digital marketing, then remember the name Hearty Hanks. With over 20 years experience and a proven track record, we have the talent and know-how to deliver online success. Hearty Hanks, experts in consultancy, branding, design, e-commerce, search and social. Call Hearty Hanks today on 020 8827 1600 or visit hhdigital.uk. Hearty Hanks, your partners for digital success.
Kids, shake things up with Scoop Herb. You're invited to the Milkshake Fest of the summer at Scoop Herb Alperton. Think you're a milkshake maestro? Then why not come down and create your own on Friday the 9th of September at Scoop Herb Alperton, opposite Alperton Station from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. Leica Radio presenters will pick their favourite shakes, and if they taste good enough, you could win. To register your place now, visit eventbrite.com or call 0208 902 6062. That's Scoop Herb Alperton.
Their life is better than yours.
Hasu World now provides flight tickets to all the destinations as well as fit-to-fly RT-PCR tests. Visit hasuworld.com or call 0300 124 6500 for exclusive flight rates. ATOL protected.
To celebrate the music launch of the epic period film PS1, starring Vikram and Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, join Leica Radio for a PS1 Day, with music from the soundtrack being played every hour this Tuesday.
Leica Radio, London.
The personalities that matter, with Keith Vaz on Talking Points.
Leica Radio.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I'm talking to the Honourable Vikram Sahni, a member of the Rajya Sabha from Punjab, a philanthropist, an activist and a social entrepreneur. Vikram Sahni, tell me how you felt the moment that you stood up in the Rajya Sabha to make your first speech as a member of Parliament.
Okay, thank you. In my first speech in Rajya Sabha, I really lamented at the non-functional and lot of wastage of time when the house cannot function properly. And I had a different perception, and this is an upper house, like I think equivalent of your House of Lords. And I also said that I am a apolitical person. When our constitution was perceived and drafted, the upper house was meant for social workers, philanthropists, the people, reformists, educationists who are not from political background, but they want to bring a social change. But over the years, we have seen it is not happening. So I have always been raising all the issues relating to my state, that is Punjab, on a very non-political ground, and it is meeting good success. I'm getting good results. I'm happy that I'll be able to make some difference for my home state, my domicile state, Punjab.
Now, I've seen you on television being reported live from the Rajya Sabha. What are the key issues that affect the state of Punjab at this moment?
I've been raising 5-6 issues. One is the Punjab is crawling under debt of about 300 lakh crores and interest payment about 30-35% of our total revenue goes in servicing the interest. So we have to get, Punjab needs a special financial packages. Then there's the issue of agriculture. Although MSP is there, but still we have to make it more remunerative. More weightage on agri-processing, exports, and also moving away from the traditional crops of wheat and rice to edible oils, horticulture, pulses, all those things, and then linked to offtake. And then the other issue is unemployment is increasing. That's why you see brain drain. Every second person, youth in Punjab wants to go to UK or Canada. There's no harm in going, but we want to skill them and then they should go, or we want to create good opportunities for them, bring industry, growth of industry in Punjab, because Punjab was the highest per capita when there was Green Revolution.
I know this is a difficult question when you start your political career, though you've been in politics with a small p for many, many years, but being in Parliament, of course, is a completely different thing. There's a very famous quote that all political careers end in tears. I want to ask you, as someone who is a new age politician with a new vision, what would you like to see your legacy as being in Indian politics? I know you've just started in the Rajya Sabha, but, what's your vision for what you want to do there?
I want that all politicians should be together in middle of the year, in middle of the 5 years, when there are no elections, to some common minimum program. It has become, I'm sorry to say, it has become our job of the opposition to anything anybody does, the other politician, without looking into the merit of the reform, they pull their leg. They think it is our duty to oppose it. So my only submission is whether Punjab or India can grow. India is a beautiful, we have demographic advantage, our GDP, our market size, but we have to get out of poverty. We need more health, more education in our villages, rural areas, and that can happen if all the politicians are united beyond their, rising above the party lines, at least for 4 years. 1 year, okay, they can fight. This is my wish.
Vikram Sahni, it's been a pleasure talking to you and indeed an honour. We always ask our special guests to choose a song that means something special to them and to dedicate it to someone special. Which song would you like to choose and to whom would you like to dedicate it to?
Keith, I would like to dedicate my own song with Noora Sisters, released inspired from COVID pandemic last year, which got 12 million views till the day on the YouTube. मैं तिड़के कड़े दा पानी कल तक नहीं रहना. Life is too short. Let's try to do good deeds. I would like to dedicate it to all my Punjabi brothers and sisters in United Kingdom and especially in Leicester.
Honourable Vikram Sahni, it has been an honour and a pleasure having you on the programme. I know you must have enormous things to do, so many things, and it's so good that you spent some time with us at Leica Radio. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Keith ji. My best wishes to all the Indian community at large, tuning to Leica Radio. Leicester ਅਤੇ United Kingdom ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਤੇ ਭਰਾਵਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਰਾ ਵਿਕਰਮਜੀਤ ਸਾਹਨੀ ਦਾ ਨਮਸਕਾਰ. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਦੁਆਵਾਂ ਔਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੁੜੇ ਰਹੋ Leica Radio ਲੈਸਟਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ.
Let's hear Vikram Sahni's song.
कल तक नहीं रहना तू ही बसे हर सू तेरा जलवा जिधर देखन किसे मैनू तू ही बसे हर सू तेरा जलवा जिधर देखन किसे मैनू पता नहीं दुनिया नू मैं कल तक नहीं रहना ये सजना नू जा कहना मैं कल तक नहीं रहना ਤੇ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦਾ ਮੇਲਾ ਥੋੜੀ ਦੇਰ ਦਾ ਹੱਸਦਿਆਂ ਰਾਤ ਲੰਘੇ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਵੇਰ ਦਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਦ ਮੁੱਕ ਜਾਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਦ ਮੁੱਕ ਜਾਣੀ ਇਹ ਸੱਜਣਾ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਇਹ ਸੱਜਣਾ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੱਲ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਇਹ ਸੱਜਣਾ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਵੇ ਮੈਂ ਤਿੜਕੇ ਖੜੇ ਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਵੇ ਮੈਂ ਤਿੜਕੇ ਖੜੇ ਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ ਕੱਲ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਕੱਲ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਕੱਲ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਕੱਲ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ हर वेले तेरा नाम जपे मेरा रोम रोम लूलू कल तक नहीं रहना कल तक नहीं रहना कल तक नहीं रहना कल तक नहीं रहना सहारा पकड़ ले जग दे सिरजनहारा तेरी ओट तेरे ते आसा तू ही अंत सहारा पकड़ ले जग दे सिरजनहारा मानवता हक जोड़ खलोती मानवता हक जोड़ खलोती अर्ज करे तेनू मैं कल तक नहीं रहना ये सजना नु जा कहना मैं कल तक नहीं रहना तू ही बसे हर सू तेरा जलवा जिधर देखा किसे मैनू तू ही बसे हर सू तेरा जलवा लेखा दिया लिखियां लेखा दिया लिखता लिखाउण वाला तू मथे दिया लिखियां मिटाउण वाला तू होंद मेरी कल मुक जानी मेरी कल मुक जानी मैं कल तक नहीं रहना मैं कल तक नहीं रहना कल तक नहीं रहना मैं कल तक नहीं रहना कल तक वे मैं तिड़के खड़े दा पानी वे मैं तिड़के खड़े दा पानी कल तक नहीं रहना कल तक नहीं रहना कल तक नहीं रहना कल तक नहीं रहना एक ना दे कर पुत पुत्ता दे कर पुत्र एक ना दे कर ती तिया दे कर दोतर एक ना दे कर पुत पुत्ता कर पुत्र तिया कर दोतर एक ना दे कौन कहे साहिबा तू इंज नहीं इंज करया कर
Like a Radio.
Flight updates are brought to you by travelup.com. flights, hotels and holidays.
Let's go for a flight update. All flights are as scheduled, but please check with your flight operators before heading to the airport.
Flight updates were brought to you by TravelUp.com. Lowest prices are guaranteed only when you book directly through TravelUp.com. Call 0207 580 5000.
Leica Radio.
Traffic and travel.
I'm Paula Brett. We're still seeing delays for the M4 Heathrow Spur Road. That southbound side is struggling this morning just before the tunnels heading into the terminals. Into Barking now, Thames Road. Just be aware that at the junction for River Road, the traffic lights are out of action. They were damaged in an accident yesterday. Do take extra care if you're headed in that direction. Because of engineering works on the London Underground, there is no service on the District Line between Turnham Green and Ealing Broadway. No service for the Piccadilly Line either between Hammersmith and Heathrow Airport, and between Hammersmith and Uxbridge. That's the latest traffic and travel.
Find the car that's right for you in a few clicks with the Mercedes-Benz online showroom. Compare all available cars from SUVs to cabriolets and all-electric cars to plug-in hybrids. See all the latest retailer offers in one place and get an instant guaranteed part exchange valuation on your current vehicle. Sensationally simple. Search Mercedes-Benz online showroom and buy online today. T's and C's apply.
This is Leica Radio.
Utsav Bharat. Available on Sky 704, Virgin Media 802 and Yup TV.
बापूजी क्या चाल्या?
भारती बहनी नवी बनाना क्रिस्प लेवा.
केळानी काचरी?
हाँ एकदम चटपटी. चिली लेमन, क्लासिक सॉल्टेड અને salt and pepper.
तो बा जागे ये पेला लई आवो.
ये नहीं जागे. એની દવાની ખાલી શીશીમાં મેં બ્રાન્ડી ભરી દીધી છે.
શું તમે પણ બાપા.
भारती बहनी केळानी काचरी.
पप्पा बापू मतलब चक लो.
हम्बल मोशन पिक्चर्स ते ओम जी स्टार स्टूडियोज लेके आए ने फिल्म यार मेरा तितलियां वर्गा स्टारिंग गिप्पी गरेवाल एंड तनु गरेवाल ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨੇੜਲੇ ਸਿਨੇਮਾ ਘਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ 2 ਸਤੰਬਰ ਤੋਂ.
Attention to all Indian restaurants, caterers and retail shops. East and West is the trade-only cash and carry and specializes in Indian grocery and food stock. Visit www.east-n-west.com to place an order online and get your goods delivered to your businesses so you can concentrate on your customers and grow the sales. east-n-west.com, serving to restaurants, caterers and retail shops nationwide.
सेट को जो खुशियां लाए दिल अपना भी मचल जाए. आओ यारो पास हमारे सेट को ही बुलाए, सेट को ही बुलाए. केटरिंग की दुनिया निराली, सेटको ने दी खुशहाली. सेटको की दुनिया है, सेटको से खुश घरवाली. सेटको ही बुला.
जहाँ जिंदगी वहाँ सेटको microwave food containers.
Leica Mobile is offering extra gigs of data on National Plus bundle. Get 20 GB of data, unlimited UK minutes, unlimited UK text, plus 100 international minutes to call India, Pakistan, USA, Canada and many more for just £10. EU roaming included. This is a limited time offer, so please visit leicamobile.co.uk to buy yours today. For new customers only. T&Cs apply. Leica Mobile.
Catch Asia Cup 2022 cricket updates on Leica and watch the tournament live and exclusively on Utsav Gold, Sky Channel 717 and Virgin Media Channel 801. Talking Points with Keith Vaz, celebrating diversity. Leica, London.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. From the Punjab in India, let's go to central London. As any busy executive or person will tell you, an excellent executive assistant is worth their weight in gold. But what makes a great EA in today's ever-changing business world? Is it like working for Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wore Prada? What makes that good PA? My next guest on the programme is Signe Apene, who has worked in many professions over the last 12 years. She's got a Bachelor of Science degree in Sociology at the University of Latvia and currently studies for a Masters of Arts in Luxury Brand Management at Goldsmiths University, London. Let's go to Southwest London to talk to her. Good morning, Signe Apene.
Hello, good morning, Keith.
Now, Signe, our listeners, some of whom may have seen The Devil Wore Prada and recognized the figure of Miranda Priestley, who ran that particular company. I'm sure you've seen it as well. Tell our listeners, what makes a good PA or a good EA?
Well, I would say, firstly, you have to be fairly confident to deal with people on all different levels. The most important is to be able to prioritize effectively and have the ability to pull things out of the bag in case something doesn't happen according to the plan. Executive assistant has to be able to think on their own feet and find an alternative solution to any problem that comes in their way. So basically, this job is solving problems and always being a step ahead of everybody else. It's organizing people, events, times, places, and it's just trying to manage the time effectively for my boss or team that I'm looking after.
You've been working as a personal assistant at Omega Technologies Group and as an event coordinator at the very famous Taj Hotels in London. In terms of multitasking, how difficult is it to deal with the demands of different people at any given time? So you're not just working for your boss, there's also other people trying to get hold of the principal, the decision maker, and in a sense you've got to keep them at bay, haven't you?
Yes, so basically the executive role and working at Taj was a bit of different because executive assistant roles, it's mostly, I was working in corporate environment where I had to interact mostly with my boss and the operations team and my colleagues. On contrary, working in the Taj Hotel, it was mainly facing customer role, like facing customers. And so I had to advance my people skills to get to know how to deal with all kinds of customers. But the core meaning in the same time is to get problems solved and deal with different kinds of people and make sure I'm on top of things at all times.
This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Leica Radio. I'm talking to Signe Appenay about how to make a good executive assistant. Join me after the break.
दस्तरखान बिछाया दिल ने दस्तरखान बिछाया दावत इश्क है दिल ने दस्तरखान बिछाया दावत इश्क है कबूल तो आजा जाना दावत इश्क है कबूल तो आजा जाना दावत इश्क है दिल ने दस्तरखान बिछाया दिल ने दस्तरखान बिछाया चाशनी से मीठे मीठे आय हाय बातें ही दावतें भी मीठी मीठी तू आए तो भी किसी महफिल में मेरी लज्जतें लौट आए हसरत पे लज्जत जो है तेरी दावत तो बोलो भला कौन आए अरे कह दे तू जो सारी देगों को आग दो दिल की मैं दम भी मैं दे दूं अपना दिल ने दस्तरखान बिछाया दिल ने दस्तरखान बिछाया दावत इश्क है दिल ने दस्तरखान बिछाया दावत इश्क है कबूल तो आजा जाना दावत इश्क है कबूल तो आजा जाना दावत इश्क है शिरकत दावत इश्क है अजी बेफिजूल की किसको फुर्सत दावत इश्क है तुनक नहीं जरा चक तले धड़क नहीं तो जरा दम तो ले जुड़ जान दे तार से तार को जरा सोच समझ एक बार तो ना सोच के ना होश से तुझ मेहमान बनाया हमने बुलाया दिल से हाँ है कबूल ये हमने माना कबूल ये हमने माना दावत इश्क है जी हुजूर हमें मंजूर ये दावत इश्क है जी हुजूर हमें मंजूर ये दावत इश्क है इश्क है
Is rising, your earnings need to do well as well. SBI UK has got some great news for your savings. SBI UK Instant Access Saving Account can earn you 1% with flexible access on your deposits. And if you go for fixed deposits, then your savings can earn you up to 3.4%. Terms and conditions apply. For more details, visit sbiuk.com. SBI UK is serving its customers in the UK for over 100 years. SBI UK is regulated by the FCA and the PRA.
Mom, have you bought some of those delicious noodles?
You mean Coca, the king of noodles? Coca means delicious. Variety of flavors available in Coca Packet, Coca Cup and Coca Bowl noodles. Suitable for vegetarians and halal approved. The king of noodles, Coca noodles, packets, cups and bowls, now available everywhere in the UK.
If you've had a cough for 3 weeks or more, don't just ignore it. A cough that lasts 3 weeks or more could be a sign of cancer. It's probably nothing serious, but finding cancer early makes it more treatable. Your NHS wants to see you. Contact your GP practice. Help us help you.
मतलब चक लो
हम्बल मोशन पिक्चर्स ते ओम जी स्टार स्टूडियोज लेके आए ने फिल्म यार मेरा तितलियां वर्गा स्टारिंग गिप्पी गरेवाल एंड तनु गरेवाल ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨੇੜਲੇ ਸਿਨੇਮਾ ਘਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ 2 सितंबर ਤੋਂ
बेगम कल जो डिनर तुम्हारी सहेली के यहाँ खाया था
वो सहेली ने नहीं बनाया था उसने हवेली से मंगवाया था हवेली रेस्टोरेंट इल्फर्ड लेन
तो तुम भी बुकिंग करा लो और अपनी सहेली को भी बुला लो मेरा मतलब है हवेली को अपनी सहेली बना लो
लाहौर के रिवायती खानों के लिए अब लाहौर नहीं जाना पड़ेगा
Haveli now also offers outside catering so book them for your parties Haveli Ilford Lane IG1
Kids, shake things up with Scoop Hub. You're invited to the Milkshake Fest of the summer at Scoop Hub Alverton. Think you're a milkshake maestro? Then why not come down and create your own on Friday the 9th of September at Scoop Hub Alperton, opposite Alperton Station from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. Leica Radio presenters will pick their favourite shakes, and if they taste good enough, you could win. To register your place now, visit eventbrite.com or call 0208 902 6062. That's Scoop Hub Alperton.
It's better than yours.
The personalities that matter with Keith Vaz on Talking Points.
Leica Radio.
This is Keith Vaz on Leica Radio. I'm talking to Signa Apene about being a good executive assistant because, of course, she is one of the best. You're studying for an MA in luxury brand management at Goldsmith University. Frankly, until I spoke to you, I didn't know there was such a degree. Tell me something. Can this kind of experience be taught, or is the only way to actually learn it is to do it on the job?
I mean, you can learn different types of qualities and improve yourself, but it's just knowing like how to find solutions to problems. It's not a specific thing that you can learn, or you just have to learn lots of different things. You know, you don't have to know everything. You just have to be able to find a solution. And if you don't know something, you just ask your colleagues or your boss and they will always help you. But there's not a specific one thing. It's a lot of organizing things together.
What tips can you give our listeners about following your course, becoming someone like you, the all-powerful PAEA to the decision makers of this world? What are the tips that they should follow?
Well, I would suggest to be always proactive and always communicate actively with your executives and colleagues. And I think the most important is to make sure you make work friends everywhere, starting from a postman to IT professional and receptionists, all the way to managers, directors, and executive board. Keep everybody on your side and you will get things done much quicker, and people will be willing to help you even if you don't know immediately how to solve a problem. So I think that's the most important thing. Always be friendly and make friends everywhere.
I think that's a very important set of advice for the future for everybody, but in particular for the job and the kind of job that you do. Signa Apene, good luck with your career and thank you for telling us how to be that super PA.
Thank you very much, Keith, for having me on the program today, and best wishes to all listeners of Leica Radio.
Oh girl, you're mine. Oh girl, you're mine. तेरे इश्क में हद से गुजर जाऊं. Oh girl, you're mine. Oh girl, you're mine. ओ तेरे इश्क में हद से गुजर जाऊं. मैं झूठ कहूँ तो मर जाऊं. Oh girल, you're mine. Oh girl, you're mine. सब तेरे हवाले कर जाऊं. मैं झूठ कहूँ तो मर जाऊं. Oh girl, you're mine. Oh girl, you're mine. एक दूजे से हम दूर हो, मिलने से कभी मजबूर हो. ये सोचूं भी जो मैं कभी तो डर जाऊं. Oh girl, you're mine. Girl, mine. तेरी इश्क में हद से गुजर जाऊं. मैं झूठ कहूँ तो मर जाऊं. Oh boy, you're mine. Oh boy, you're mine. Oh girl, you're mine. Oh girl, you're mine. बाहों में भर के मेरी जाने जा, दे दूं तुझे मैं दिल का जहां. हर लम्हा तेरा ही ख्याल है, तेरे बिना है राहत कहाँ. बंदा तुझ पे कुर्बान है, इस बात से तू अनजान है. बंदा तुझ पे कुर्बान है, इस बात से तू अनजान है. सच कहता हूँ मैं झूठ कहूँ तो मर जाऊं. Oh girl, you're mine. Girl, mine. Oh girl, you're mine. Oh girl, you're mine. तेरी इश्क में हद से
That's it for this week. Time's up. My thanks to Vikram Singh Sahni MP and Signe Apeen. Special thanks to my producer Rupi and my editor Adam. To end today's program, we're listening to Murai Ray from the film Don. The Chase Begins Again, which has 52 million views on YouTube. Please stay tuned to Like a Radio, Britain's greatest Asian radio station. This has been Talking Points on Like a Radio with me, Keith Vaz, broadcasting from London. Have a great Sunday.
दिखाना ही होगा अगले बरस आना है आना ही होगा तुझको फिर से जलवा दिखाना ही होगा अगले बरस आना है आना ही होगा देखेंगी तेरी राहें प्यासी प्यासी निगाहें तो मान ले तू मान भी ले कहना मेरा लौट के तुझको आना है सुन ले कहता दीवाना है जब तेरा दर्शन पाएंगे चैन तब हमको पाना है मोरिया 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 रे पप्पा मोरिया 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 रे मोरिया 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 रे पप्पा मोरिया 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 रे के दिन हो के गम का जमाना दिल बस लेता है नाम तेरा तेरे ही कारण है जीवन सुहाना तू ही तो मन में तमन में बसा हर घड़ी ध्यान रहे तेरा मैं हूँ तेरा चाहने वाला जपता हूँ तेरी माला तो मान ले तू मान भी ले कहना मेरा लौट के तुझको आना है सुन ले कहता दीवाना है जब तेरा दर्शन पाएंगे चैन तब हमको पाना है ओ मोरिया 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 रे पप्पा मोरिया 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 रे मोरिया 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 रे पप्पा मोरिया 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 रे तुझको फिर से जलवा दिखाना ही होगा अगले बरस आना है आना ही होगा
London on 1458 AM and DAB.